Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Hayley. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join my little YouTube family. So today, I have decided to film a highly requested video. I've had so many people ask me, how did you get pregnant naturally with PCOS? Because, I mean, it's crazy because I honestly didn't realize how many people have infertility issues. Like, it's so sad. So I've kind of talked about this before in some of my past videos, just like some pregnancy updates and stuff like that. But I decided I would just make a video dedicated to this. So for those of y'all who are new here and don't know, I am pregnant with my third baby. We're having another baby girl, our third baby girl. I am almost 18 weeks pregnant, and this time around we did get pregnant naturally. And it was something that I never thought was gonna happen. Like, I had already told my husband, you know, if God just wanted us to have two babies, then I was completely fine with that. And I honestly never thought, when I say that, never thought it would happen again. Just because I knew I would never get on fertility medication again. And I'll tell y'all why. So I guess we'll just start like from the beginning. I'm gonna try and make this to where it's not like forever long. But so when I started my period, I was 13, and I was 13 or 14, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I was 13. But I started, and I bled and bled and bled forever. And after a year of bleeding, like every single day, I finally told my mom, and she took me to the doctor. And of course, the first thing I feel like any OB does is put you on birth control. So that's what she did, is my doctor put me on birth control. She didn't try and figure out why I was having these issues. She just said, take this and it'll help. So that's what I did, and I took that for years. I was on birth control forever. So when I met my husband, after we got engaged, I got off birth control, and because I was like, you know, I want to kind of get my body ready for once we, you know, after we get married. I knew that we wanted to have babies right away. So I got off the pill, and so it was really weird because I was used to, like, without the pill, I was used to bleeding all the time. And this time, I remember, baby, can you turn that down?
I did it.
Can you bring it to mama so I can turn it down?
Okay.
Hold on.
It's so loud.
Okay, sorry. So after we got engaged, I decided to get off the pill, and I thought I was going to start bleeding everywhere again, like I did in the past. But this time, I didn't. Like, I didn't bleed at all. And it was like, it was weird, because I was like, this is, you know, strange. Like, what's going on with my body? So after we got married, we were engaged for a year and a half. So after we got married, I decided I wanted to start like tracking everything and figure out what was going on with my body. So I started Googling, how do I, you know, get pregnant? So, but I mean, the whole time we were engaged, that whole year and a half, I mean, we did not try and get pregnant. I mean, the only thing I didn't do was track everything. So I kind of knew something was not right. So we tried for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what, I just want to go see a doctor just to figure out what's going on. So I went and saw a doctor, and she just said, you know, let's put you on this pill called Clomid, and she put me on like a progesterone, and I think it was like an estrogen or something. Like, it was like a cream, or I don't remember exactly what it was. So she put me on all this, and it was expensive. Like, we had just gotten married, and it was like the cream and stuff was what was ridiculously expensive. And we did that for 3 months, and I didn't ovulate not one time. She told me to get ovulation strips, and I didn't ovulate at all. So after that, I had a family friend tell me about this doctor It was a male doctor, and he was older, and she was like, you know, he's very good at helping with infertility issues. He was an OB, but you know, he was good at trying to figure out what exactly was going on. So I went and saw him, and he put me on Clomid as well, but took me off the other expensive stuff. So I was on Clomid for a total of 8 months, and I really like figured out, so out of those 8 months, they would also have to give me a pill called Provera to help me start my period. So after I took a month's worth of Clomid, I still wouldn't like have a normal cycle, so they would give me this pill called Provera, which would help me to have a cycle. And I figured out that anytime I took Provera and had a cycle, I would ovulate. So out of those 8 months, I ovulated twice, and that last month, you can only take Clomid for so long, so that last month was the last month for me that I could take Clomid. And I was just like, I told my husband, I was like, if it doesn't happen this month, then I'm done. Like, I want to wait another year and start over, because when you have infertility issues and you're trying and it's not working, and then you see all of your friends around you getting pregnant, it sucks. Like, it is the worst feeling ever. Like, unless you go through it, you honestly have no idea what it's like. I remember that last month I was working out, and I was on my treadmill, and it's something I'll never forget. I don't know why I always cry. Hold on. I always cry when I talk about it. Okay, gotta get my crap together. I guess you don't understand unless you're going through it. Or you've gone through it. Pretty sure I just blew a booger out of my nose. Okay, I remember probably doesn't help that I'm pregnant either. Running on the treadmill, and I remember running on the treadmill, and that song, I would listen to music. I don't know why I can't stop. I'm gonna mess up my makeup too. Okay, that song, fight song, you know, this is my fight song, came on, and oh my gosh. And I remember just crying and praying that it would happen, and that I would get pregnant. And it was so hard, like, so hard. And that's the month I got pregnant. So it was just hard, and like I don't know, I feel like it's like when you give up it happens, I don't know, but that was the month I got pregnant with Baker, who is almost 4. So gosh, y'all, I didn't think I was gonna cry. I always like, it's just hard, so hard. So after I got pregnant with Baker, after I had her, sorry, so after Baker was when she was, it was almost her first birthday, I told my husband, I was like, I think we should start trying again, because like we knew we wanted more kids, I need to drink my coffee. We knew we wanted more kids, so around her first birthday, we decided to start trying again. And so after I had her, I forgot to mention this. After I had Baker, I started bleeding again, and like I didn't have a normal cycle. So I got back on birth control because that's all I knew. And so I got back on birth control, and I was on birth control for months. Well, once we decided we wanted to start trying again, I got off the pill. And the month I got off the pill was, it was in May of 2017. May of 2017. I got pregnant that month, which was crazy because I did not think that that could happen again. Like I didn't think I could get pregnant that fast. Like I was shocked. We were shocked. It was Baker's first birthday, and we were taking her to do something fun that day, and that morning I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a pregnancy test. So I took a first response pregnancy test, and I looked at it and was just one line, so I threw it in the trash. Well, I'm sitting there doing my hair, and I look down in the trash, and I'm like, do I see another line? So I pulled it out, and that was my only pregnancy test that I had. And I showed my husband, and he was like, I don't think so. So we went, that was in the morning, and then that whole day we took Baker out to do, I don't remember what all we did. We took her to see like animals and stuff, and went and ate. So then we went, before we went and ate, we actually got, excuse me, a clear blue digital pregnancy test. I went in the bathroom in the restaurant, took it. It said I wasn't pregnant. So I was like, I don't know, I feel like I'm pregnant. And my husband still didn't believe it. So we went, and so we ate first, took the test, and then we went and took Baker all day to do stuff for her birthday. And then on the way back home, I was like, I want to get a first response pregnancy test, because those are like the ones you get whenever you want to find out real early, like if you're pregnant. So I got one, and we got home, and I got a digital, and I got just the regular, like with the lines. They both told me I was pregnant. So it was pretty crazy that I got pregnant that fast, and we found out on Baker's first birthday. So it was really neat. So that's when I got pregnant with Charlie, and Charlie she just turned 2 in February. So we were completely shocked. Well, last year so after I had Charlie, I decided that I was not gonna get on birth control again. It's just something that I didn't want to do. After I had her, I got really bad postpartum depression, and like severe. I've always struggled with, like, not always, but since I've been older, I've kind of struggled with anxiety. And then after I had Charlie, the depression came on, and it came on hard, and it was bad. And I decided, like, I'm very into being natural. The older I've gotten, the more I've become natural and not big on like medications and stuff, but that's just how I am. So I didn't get back on birth control. My hormones were crazy, so I decided to go see a holistic doctor that had helped my best friend with a lot of her health issues. And I went and saw him, and it completely changed my life after I went and saw him. So it turns out I had Hashimotos, which is an autoimmune disease, like it has to do with your thyroid. And then I also, and it makes your thyroid bounce back and forth from hypothyroidism to hyperthyroidism, and it messes with your hormones, and it does all kinds of stuff. It causes anxiety, depression. It causes so many issues. And I was going through a lot after I had Charlie, and that completely changed my life. Like, when I say I was a depressed person, I mean I was so depressed. No one around me saw it because I didn't show it, but I wish I would have opened up about it more, because I feel like that's something that as moms need to do. I know a lot of moms go through it, and I just feel like more moms should talk about it, because at the time I felt so alone. But yeah, I struggled with it for, oh my gosh, y'all, it was probably over a year, I want to say. It was a long time that I struggled, and I didn't tell anybody, and I had these scary thoughts, and it was the worst time of my life, when it should have been the best time of my life, because I had a newborn baby, and it was hard. So if any of y'all that are watching this are going through postpartum depression, anxiety, anything, reach out to me, and I will seriously help you with anything I can help you with. That is something that should be talked about more. So anyways, I won't talk about that too much, because this video is going to be forever long. So I found this holistic doctor, and they helped me get back on track as far as like my hormones and anxiety and depression. And then once I started feeling like myself again, me and my husband and I had talked about trying again for another baby. So I knew that I did not want to get on fertility medication again, just because I wanted to be natural, and I just felt like I could get pregnant on my own. I feel like if it was meant to be, then it would happen. That's just how I think, and that's just how I feel. So I decided to go see my OB again, and I was like, look, I need to figure out what's going on. Like, I'm not getting on birth control again, and not even if I didn't want to get pregnant again, I wanted my periods to be normal, because at the time my periods were not normal. I bled every single day. Like, after I had Charlie, I was back to bleeding every single day, and it was just so frustrating. I mean, like, it messes with your sex life too. I mean, now come on, like, it sucks. Nobody wants to have that issue. It's horrible. So I went to my OB, and I was like, look, I need to figure out what's going on, and I'm not getting on birth control, I'm not getting on any kind of medication, just to help me figure out what's going on. So she was like, well, have you ever been tested for PCOS? And I said, well, yeah, I was younger, and they just drew some blood, and she said I didn't have PCOS. And she was like, well, I want to get you in for an ultrasound, because I want to see if you have cysts around your ovaries. So I was like, yeah, that's fine, I'll do that. So I went in for the ultrasound, and turns out I have PCOS. I have cysts around my ovaries. All the blood work came back completely normal. All my hormones were completely perfect. But there's cysts around my ovaries. So that has what's been causing me to have fertility issues, have irregular periods, and I had no clue. Like, I mean, these doctors, I hate to say these doctors, I hate to say it like that, because there are amazing doctors out there, but these doctors that I was using, it's almost like they just put a band-aid over it, and that was it. They didn't want to figure out exactly what was going on with you, and that's just frustrating to me, because I'm not that type of person. Like, I want to know what is wrong with me, and I want to try and fix it. So once I found out I had PCOS, I got back with my natural doctor, my holistic doctor, because at the time they were trying to just up my progesterone, because when you up your, it's a natural form of progesterone. So I was on progesterone to try and regulate my periods, because that's what they do for a lot of their patients. So but with me, it was not working. Like, they were like, this is so weird. You know, usually when we put our patients on progesterone, it stops the bleeding, and with you, it's not doing anything. So once we found out what the problem was, I started trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to have normal periods? So I talked to my OB, and she was like, well, I have some, because I also talked to her too about getting pregnant. I wanted, of course, I had to get my cycle back on track in order to get pregnant. So she was like, well, if you want to take Clomid again, you can do that. And I was like, oh, I said, do you have any other options, like a natural ways? And she was like, well, she told me a couple supplements, but one of them that my holistic doctor had told me about was a supplement called Berberine, Berberine. And my OB had mentioned that supplement as well. And she was like, you know, you can take this and it might not work. You know, you never know. So I was like, well, I got the prescription for the Clomid, and I was like, I just don't want to do it, but I don't know. So I got it, and on the way home, I told my mom, I was like, I just cannot get this filled. Like, I want to pray about it, and I want to try and do this as natural as possible. And I talked to my husband about it, and that's when we were like, you know, if it's meant to be, it will be. And if not, then that's fine. We have 2 baby girls, and we'll be completely fine. So, bless you. I got on Berberine. And at the time, y'all, bless you, babe. Bless you. I was also taking lots of, like, I've always taken lots of supplements since I figured out, like, I had this thyroid issue. I have been on supplements, and, you know, just to help. And supplements are important anyways. So I was on, I'm going to name some of them that I was on. They're very good for infertility, periods, hormones, all that good stuff. So I took vitamin D3 is very important to take. So make sure you take your vitamin D3, even if you're not trying to get pregnant, even if your periods are normal. Vitamin D3. Magnesium's very good, because I know of people that have actually gotten pregnant and miscarried because they were low in magnesium. So magnesium is very important to take. INOSITOL is another one that I took. It's very good for your periods. And then CHASTEBERRY is very good. And then I also started on the Berberine. So I started Berberine, I want to say it was like September of 2019 is when I started the Berberine. And it took about a month, but once I started that Berberine, I'm not kidding when I say this, my periods were normal. Like, I have never had a normal period without birth control in my entire life. And Berberine is the only thing that worked. And I mentioned this in one of my last videos, and I had this woman come at me on my comments saying Berberine is not for infertility, it's not for this, for that, it's all this crap about Berberine. And I'm like, my OB recommended this and my holistic doctor, so it might not be for that, but it works for that. So if you read the stuff about Berberine, I don't know, talk to your doctor about it. That's what I'm gonna say, because I don't want anybody coming at me again. But it changed my life, and I just believe in it so much. It's not expensive. You can get it anywhere. Order it from Amazon. I will link it below. I will link all the supplements below that I took, but Berberine completely changed my life. So I started taking Berberine in September of 2019, and it was February 7th, I got my positive pregnancy test. So it's just crazy that something natural and something cheap can help you to get pregnant. It just blows my mind. Like, I did not believe that I was pregnant. And for some reason, if y'all haven't seen my live pregnancy test, y'all should go watch it, because I was completely shocked. It was crazy. So okay, when I say my periods got normal, they were normal as far as, like, I would bleed for like 4 to 6 days, but my cycle length was always different, which I think is normal. I know a lot of women who have regular periods, their cycle lengths can be different each month. So that was the deal with me. So my cycle lengths were different, so I really had no idea when I should test exactly. And so when I took the test this time around, I was like shocked, because I ordered these ovulation and pregnancy tests, this just cheap kit from Amazon, and I was like, I'm just gonna take both. So it was just like the cheap ones that you dip in the cup. So I took both, and I was like, well, it doesn't say I'm ovulating, but am I pregnant? And I called my husband in there and he was like, those are cheap. I wouldn't believe that. And I was like, well, I don't know. So I dipped like 6 more. And he was like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, and it was late at night. And I was like, maybe we should go to the store and get a pregnancy test. So we went to the store and got one. And that's when I filmed it. And it's just so crazy, y'all. But I mean, I just believe in this Berberine so much. And like I said, I've had so many people reach out to me asking me what I did, and that is what I did, y'all. It's nothing major. I took Berberine. And another thing I will say though is I did make sure I was healthy, as far as, like I said, I took my supplements like I was supposed to. I ate healthy and I worked out. So I do think it's very important to make sure you are healthy, because, you know, I think that has a lot to do with getting pregnant. Like, you want your body to be right when you go to get pregnant. So, but yeah, Berberine. So I really hope that I can help lots of women out with this video, because I know at the time when I was trying to get pregnant, it is just the hardest thing to go through. Like I said, until you go through it, you honestly have no idea. Like, I've talked to women and they're like, it's been like 2 months and they're like, I'm still not pregnant. And I'm like, you honestly have no idea. Especially when you don't know what's wrong with you. That's the hardest part. So if you're not sure, if you've been tested for PCOS, like through blood, and you still have some of these same issues that I had, tell your doctor you want an ultrasound and you want to see if you have cysts around your ovaries, because that could be your problem. I don't fit in the category for PCOS. Like, when you Google PCOS, it's you have really bad hair loss. I didn't have that. You are usually overweight. You have a very hard time losing weight. I did not have that issue. Or hair, I've read that you get like hair all over your face and stuff. I didn't have that issue. So it's like, you know, just because Google says something doesn't mean that it's right. So just make sure you go get tested and just see for yourself. But like I said, I hope I can help someone out. And if you decide to take Berberine, let me know down in the comments. And if you have any questions, please ask me. If you have any questions about anxiety, depression, whatever, ask me. I'm here to talk. I love to help people. After I have gone through all of this, I just feel like God put me through it for a reason, and to help other women out there, because I just think it's important to help each other out, like especially through these hard times. Whenever it's something that you really just don't want to talk about. I don't know why we don't want to talk about it, but it's just something we just don't like to talk about. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you never miss an upload, and follow me on my pregnancy journey. Like I said, I'm almost 18 weeks pregnant with our 3rd baby girl, and we are just so excited. So anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next one.